What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of 2023 of your favorite bow hunting show, Bow Hunt or Die. We're going to start things off with a really cool hunt from our buddy Matt Millard down there in eastern Tennessee. Went through some adversity this year, some trials and tribulations, and managed to still punch a tag in the end. So let's take a look at this great hunt now.
Well, good morning, everybody. It has been entirely too long since we've done this, but it is opening weekend here in Tennessee. It's Sunday, September the 25th, and this is going to be my first sit. I went to Neyland Stadium and watched the Vols beat Florida yesterday, and the only way this weekend could get any better is if we can kill us a buck today. So it's kind of a down year quality-wise, but I do have one buck that I would shoot. There's a couple borderline deer that I don't think I would shoot, but it's going to take seeing them in person probably. I just saw what's probably my number one buck, the one from the summer. I haven't seen him since early September. This is the biggest one that I know I have. I filmed him probably a week and a half ago and come close to killing him in the afternoon, and he worked a scrape up here on the edge of this field right at last light. He just come up out of the field and worked that same scrape. I didn't get much film of it. Then he popped into the cover. My wind is kind of marginal, but I'm not going to say we're completely out of the game on him, but most likely we're out of the game this morning on him. Can't believe I just done that. I had to take a longer shot at him. My bow's got to be hitting high. I mean, that was not even close. And I rolled 3 yards off what the rangefinder said. Dang it. We went from being right in the thick of it to out of it just like that. The buck I missed on Wednesday was just coming down this road again. Him and another buck, I saw him the first time I ever saw him from the tree. He was with another tall, tight 7-point. Those two bucks were feeding right down the road just like they did on Wednesday. And there was a doe that popped out. I saw her a few minutes before I saw the bucks, and the doe popped out into the road. And it was just on after that. They chased her all over hell and back. Cool, but this close. If that doe's not in the picture, they probably feed right down the road and I get the same shot I had on Wednesday. Oh, they're making me earn it this year. Well, that is my hunting season this year in a nutshell. I looked out and I saw a big buck out in the middle of my neighbor's field down in the bottom, a few hundred yards away. And he started following a doe closer to the other property line. Got over closer to the edge of the field and close to the other property line, and boom, he shot. And I thought he killed him. I saw him run out and he started running in circles and he ran kind of towards me, and next thing I know, I looked down there and a buck's standing in the field. At first I thought it was a different one. It wasn't. He turned. I could see it looked like he hit him up high, like the back strap the first time, and shot him again. He went down on the spot and he ran out there across the field and drug him back across the fence. It's just, I don't even know what to say at this point. Before that, we'd had a good morning. If that deer hadn't got killed, it would have been a very good morning, but I don't know. Maybe something new will show up between now and the end of the season, but I don't feel super great about it. And I think me and Logan or another buddy might try and kill some of these does now. I've been holding out trying to get a buck down, but it doesn't look like that's going to be in the cards. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to East Tennessee. It is November the 27th, and I gotta say, the last time I hunted, which was Thanksgiving morning, I was pretty dejected leaving the woods. I'm pretty sure I watched my target buck get shot with a rifle off the neighbors, and I left the woods feeling pretty defeated. And as luck would have it, I had a new buck show up yesterday morning that's not quite as big antler-wise. He, instead of being 115 inches, which is a really good deer, for this area that I'm hunting, he's probably like 105 inches. But he looks like he's a piebald. He's got a bunch of white, it looks like, on his rear ham and going up his back legs. But I would definitely shoot him. That was kind of a little reminder I got, a little pick-me-up I needed to remind me that, a new buck can show up at any time, and kind of rejuvenated me a little bit. As a bow hunter, nothing makes you feel more defeated than having to put this orange on. Well, it's about 7:30, and it has been interesting already. I was not able to get in clean at all. I had deer blowing at me everywhere. But as soon as I got up in the tree, I could hear deer running around, bucks grunting, just a lot of activity. I just had like 4 year-and-a-half-old bucks and one doe come through. So it seems like they're on their feet. I'd love to see or get a crack at that piebald buck or another big one. I just saw that smaller piebald, like 6-pointer. He doesn't have nowhere near as much white on him, but it extends up the side. Like his white belly comes up on his sides a little bit further. We're gonna get tucked in here for a few hours. Maybe we'll get lucky and see something. I might have hit him a little high. I'm not sure. It seemed like last year was the same way when I shot that buck. Had to shoot through a bunch of leaves. What you guys probably can't tell is he was right here and I thought he was gonna get away and not get a shot, and he turned to come right to me. But he started slipping down the hill, and you could probably see over my shoulder. If I don't shoot him right there, I have nothing over here. Not to mention my wind is blowing right there, and I shot him right there. Let's look at the video, see what we got. Well, my reaction at the shot was high, I think is right, but I think we've got a dead deer. I'm gonna sit here for a few more minutes, kind of give him a little bit of time, but I think we're good. Oh, it's awesome. I'm still shaking like crazy. Okay. Well, I think the plan for me now is I'm gonna pack everything up. It's a little before 8:30 right now. So I'm gonna pack everything up, take it back to the truck, take a look at the arrow on the way out. And if it looks the way I think it does, we'll take everything back to the truck, come in, we're gonna recover this thing. Hopefully it's gonna be a pretty short track job. So fingers crossed, stay with me. Alrighty guys, I just got on the ground and you'll see this little double white oak tree. I was up on that bigger trunk and you can see my arrow sticking in the ground right here. It's right over here. That is a pretty sight. God. That is stuck in the ground. But we don't ever get pass-throughs on bow hunter die. You gotta have a fixed blade too. Okay, I just got back up here to the shot site, picked up my arrow. Good blood, arrow just buried in the ground. You can see, I mean, this is impact. The arrow was right there. Impact, he went down this way. There's just an insane amount of blood just right off the bat. So we're going to ease down through here, probably rely on the GoPro a little bit. So let's hope there's a big buck at the end of the trail. I mean, that deer's taken 2 steps. Basically just landed after the mule kick right there. And there's that much blood. We almost got a picture of him going by the camera. You can see it right there. Fusion X almost got him. He ran just a little to the outside there. This is right where he come through yesterday morning. We were down in Gatlinburg. Come through about 9 o'clock yesterday morning. He done it 2 days in a row. That's what got him shot. Tracking this deer close to the neighbor's house, and he's actually got a tree stand right here. He shot a deer early bow season, but look at this big bed right here. And I mean, there's probably 15 rubs in a pretty small circle right here. Pretty crazy. There's no way that this deer went much further than this right here. I mean, it's just bled like crazy, and I can just see a carpet of blood right here. There he is. I just found him. I got him. Yes, got him. We got him. We got him. Look at this thing. Yes, we got him. Let's see if we can get him somewhere we can get a better look at him. God, it's awesome. Here he is. That was a pretty short track job. The last place I saw him is actually where he went down. So everything went great on that. Tons of blood. That Spitfire XXX really opened him up. But man, this has got to be one of the coolest deer I've ever killed. To kill a piebald buck is pretty sweet, and for him to be a pretty good rack buck too is pretty awesome. He's got these neat bladed twos here. This is just an awesome Tennessee buck. Man, this season's been pretty trying for me. I had one deer that I had to chase pretty much all season long, and seen him 4 or 5 different times, maybe 5 or 6 different times. Missed him one time. And then on Thanksgiving morning, I watched him get shot off of the neighbors with a rifle, and left on Thanksgiving feeling pretty dejected and just kind of over it a little bit. And wouldn't you know it, this deer showed up on my stealth cams the very next morning. It was just kind of a gift, more than anything, just to keep my head in it. You know, usually I've been able to put a tag on a buck, you know, at least by mid-October here in Tennessee, and then go out of state. Well, this year I didn't go out of state, so I've been pounding away here at Tennessee, and to not get it done till December the 4th is pretty crazy. So I've got to enjoy the whole season, that's for sure. And we've still got one buck tag in our pocket, getting to go on a quota hunt a couple hours away here in Tennessee next weekend that has some pretty good quality deer. So hopefully we're not done just yet. But I'm going to try and get this thing taken care of, get him in a little bit better area to where I can get some really good pictures of him, because this one's pretty special. But until next time, bow hunt or die.
You know, I think at one point or another, most of us have dealt with, you know, hunting a particular deer and having him get shot by the neighbor, or in my case, hit by a car, or whatever the case may happen. But I don't know that any of us have actually ever witnessed it happening like Matt did. And I know I'm kind of laughing about it now, but man, that's rough, right? Not only was it the deer that he was chasing, the biggest deer on the farm, but it was a deer that he had missed earlier in the year. And the deer's still around. He's hoping that he's going to get redemption, and he watches the neighbor shoot this deer with a rifle. So, you know, that, as Matt said, I mean, he left the field that day being pretty dejected, being pretty down. And it was like it was meant to be, right? It was the very next day he's got this awesome piebald buck showing up, but it gives him just that renewed vigor to go out there and continue hunting. And as we saw, Matt was successful once again. So congrats to Matt. What a cool story, cool season, awesome deer. I mean, I'd love to shoot a piebald deer. I'm sure most of the people watching this would love to shoot one. I don't think I've ever seen one. They're not very common here. It seems like certain places in the country, they seem to be more common than others. And I don't know, maybe I'm just imagining this, but it feels like that Tennessee, Kentucky area, I feel like I see more piebald deer down there than most other places. I could be completely wrong with that and just imagining it in my old man brain, but that's what I feel like. So congratulations once again to Matt on a great hunt. Guys, next up, we're going to jump into an Ask the Experts question. Of course, it is being brought to you by our friends at Lancaster Archery, so let's take a look at that right now. This question comes from Xander Zyla. Is it better to use scent control on your hunting clothes, or does it not matter? Well, this is definitely a highly debated topic in the hunting world. I'd say after broadheads and arrow weight, scent control is probably one of the most debated things out there. So let's start with number one. The most important thing is to always watch and hunt the wind. That's going to be the most important thing, first and foremost, on any hunt that you go on. Try to make sure that you're hunting smart and using the wind in your favor. Now, the problem with that is that deer are wild animals. They don't always do what we want them to do or what we think they're going to do. So a lot of times you do end up in situations where deer are going to get downwind of you. That is really when your scent control pays off. So in my opinion, yes, scent control is very, very important. Scent-free showers, spraying down, keeping your clothes scent-free, all of those things that we do, are they 100% necessary? Absolutely not. Plenty of people have killed plenty of deer without using scent control. But for some of those situations where you just find yourself, I just need a couple extra seconds, right? I need that deer to take another step or two. I need it to hold still for that couple extra seconds for me to get the shot off. That can really make the difference in success or failure of your hunt. So again, for me, I think it is very important. You could ask 10 people and probably get 10 different answers. So that is my answer because I'm the only one here answering questions today. So thank you to Xander for the question. Of course, thank you to the folks at Lancaster Archery. Guys, don't forget the Lancaster Archery Classic is coming up at the end of January. Sign-ups go until the 18th. I actually just got signed up for the Bowhunter class this morning. I am shooting the noon line on whatever that Thursday is. It's like the 24th or something like that. I'm shooting at noon. Brad's coming with me. He's going to shoot at 4 o'clock. We did that on purpose so that we can film each other and then show you guys all of the stressful fun that we're having out in Lancaster. So if you're interested, make sure you check out Lancaster Archery Classic website and get yourself signed up today. Next up, we're going into trophy photos. I have to pick the winner myself. I've already looked at them, and I'm not sure who it's going to be. But let's take a look at the photos right now. We've got Barry Holman, Chad McGinty, Chris Nunez, Corey Snoke, and Tim Kozik. Kozik, I don't know how to say it. That's what I'm going with. There's some really cool looking deer. Corey Snoke, great deer as well. That looks like it's gotta be like, I'm gonna guess, oh, it says Ohio. I was gonna guess Oklahoma. Kind of just looks like an Oklahoma deer. Chad McGinty, great buck. Chad, you gotta smile, bro. You gotta smile. Oh gosh, where's Todd when I need him to make this decision? All right, we're just gonna do Todd's method of eliminating people, right? We're gonna start with Barry. He's long arming it a little bit too much for my liking. So Barry's out. Chad's not smiling. Chad, you gotta smile more, buddy. That's your New Year's resolution. Be happy. Corey, I dig everything about it. I'm just not a fan of this coming off the side, poking around like peekaboo, here I am, see you. So Corey, I'm sorry, man. That's a great deer. I wish I would have shot that deer. So it comes down to Chris and Tim. I think Chris did a better job on his photo. Deer's posed up nice. I could see the bow. Oh man, I'm gonna get some flack for this, but Tim's photo, Todd always criticizes people when the legs are splayed out the back like that. Todd says you gotta get in there. You gotta bend those legs and make him look good. I'm sorry, Tim. I'm sorry. Sorry to everybody who didn't win, but I'm happy for Chris Nunez. I hope I said that right, from Virginia. That is a great photo and a great buck. So make sure you get your information over to us, info@bowhunting.com, and we will send you your HME and BHOD and what other acronyms we can come up with prize package. So that is all for today's episode, everybody. We got a couple more coming at you here before too long. We got Dean Krieger killed a nice buck. Todd killed a second buck in the late season. I have not killed a buck, but Todd's killed 2 of them. Leave some for the rest of us, Graf. I don't know who else. Some other people have killed bucks. Dustin's son, Weston, killed a buck and a doe. I don't even know. I can't even keep track anymore. So there are more great episodes coming. At some point in time, I will wrap up my season and bring you all of the painful heartache in the many, many hours that I've spent in a stand this year without shooting a buck. However, my son Joey did shoot a doe, and I managed to shoot a doe a couple weeks ago. So we got a couple fun hunts to bring you. My kid keeps asking me like every other day when his hunt is going to be on the show. So we'll do that at some point in time. I have 11 days left in the Illinois season, so there is still a chance that I kill a buck. Although it's like a micro chance, I would say, like that if you could see it, it's like that big. So wish me luck, everybody. We will see you next time. Bowhunter Die.
Whatever you want to say.
Whatever I want to say. What do I want to say? All right. With our buddy Matt Millard down in whatever state he's in. What state is he in? Tennessee.